A schoolboy, 12, was killed after being struck by a motorcycle traveling at almost twice the speed limit down a bus lane to overtake traffic. Kwesi Alome was hit by a Yamaha bike ridden by Darius Adamusiak, 37, in Wembley, North London, as he made his way home from school with his brother. The youngster had got off the bus and was attempting to cross the road in slow-moving traffic before the horror crash occurred. Adamusiak was traveling at 39 miles per hour in a 20 miles per hour zone when he collided with the boy. During the trial at the Old Bailey, a victim impact statement from Kwesi's mother, Takrit Alfares, read, "I write this letter from a broken and wounded heart. My son Kwesi was 12 years old when he fell victim to the excitement of a man who sped whilst riding his bike. I will not talk for long, but I really need to feel I am still alive after I have lost my son." Prosecutor Suki Dada told the court, the motorcycle driven by the defendant is seen moving into the bus lane just north of the bridge approaching the scene of the collision, and Kwesi can be seen successfully crossing the northbound lanes. The defendant can then be seen traveling along the bus lane beneath the bridge towards the scene of the collision. He was traveling almost double the speed limit of that road and would have required 36 meters to stop. It was calculated Kwesi first became available to be seen by the defendant at approximately 15 meters from impact. She added that a forensic report had concluded that it was unlikely that Adamusiak had time to apply the brakes and that Kwesi was thrown across the carriageway. The young boy was rushed to hospital, but he died of his injuries on September 19, 2021, 3 days after the smash. Adamusiak pleaded guilty to causing death by dangerous driving on February 22 this year. In mitigation, Matthew Hardiman described his client as a good, loving, and caring father who was sensitive and willing to help others. He added, "The pre-sentence report concluded that Mr. Adamusiak has a good level of insight into the impact of his offending. He cannot possibly do anything to make amends. Nothing can bring back Kwesi. There are 2 families here whose lives have been ruined. Tragically, there is nothing that can be done to bring back Kwesi, and it is impossible to imagine a case of somebody that shows more remorse and will have remorse for the rest of their life." Adamusiak was sentenced to 2 years and 10 months in prison. He will serve half the sentence in custody and the other half on license. He was also handed a driving ban of 4 years and 5 months, with an extended test required to regain his driving license at the end of that period. Judge Rebecca Trowler told him, "It is plain that at the time of the collision you were driving at an excessive speed and overtaking southbound traffic by using the bus lane when it was clearly not safe to do so. By your guilty plea you have accepted that in these circumstances your driving fell far below what would be expected from a careful and competent driver, and it would have been obvious to a careful and competent driver that the manner which you drove was dangerous. No sentence that I pass today could ever begin to meet such an unimaginably painful loss nor compensate for the loss of such a young life." The writer's trial at the Old Bailey heard that he was traveling at 39 miles per hour in a 20 miles per hour zone at the time of the horror smash.